We are currently working on a new version of our webpage datenbankenlernen.de, and I'd like to show to you some of the new features. So what we have now here is we have a hierarchical menu on the left that is the different sections of the material. So it's like a script in a way, you could say. Like in a book, you have the different chapters and the different subsections. You can just click on the different subsections and then you see the material that corresponds to that. So now if you look at, for example, one subsection, a simple storage hierarchy, here you have the video. If you click this video, you will get to YouTube, of course, and see the video. Here, if you see the slides, you get the original slides. That is the slides in the original colors with a black background, but there's also the inverted slides where you have all colors inverted for better printing. But in addition to that, you also have a ton of material, and that is, here you have what is the contents of the video in terms of learning questions. So everything that's treated in this video is phrased here as questions. So what are the properties of ideal computer memory, or what are the typical sizes of the different storage levels, stuff like that. So everything that is treated here is phrased as learning questions, and you should be able to answer those questions. So once you watch the video, you should be able to answer that. In addition to the questions, we also underlined specific terms here. So that is terminology you should understand and terminology you learn or that's introduced or mentioned in those videos. So this video has something to do with storage levels, with computing cores. It will talk about the storage hierarchy, obviously, but also about access time, stuff like that. So that allows you to quickly grasp, okay, this video will handle those terms. Maybe it makes sense to look at that video. In addition to that, we have additional material to the video. So here you see those are links to external material. Here we're linking to Springer's Encyclopedia of Database Systems. That's something that costs money. So depending on whether your university has an account, has a license for that, you will be able to see it. Our university has a license, so we can get to the article, and then you get a different view on the same material, just in terms of that encyclopedia. Here's another article from that encyclopedia, just describing main memory and so forth. In addition to that, here we make a reference to a book that is a famous book by Gerke and Ramakrishnan on databases. Here we show to you, section 9.1. That is interesting. Maybe you want to look at that section to read about those aspects of the storage hierarchy. So those are alternative views on the same concepts. This is my view as expressed in this video. Those are alternative views here by other authors. And then there's further reading. So this is material that goes beyond the stuff that's treated here. Above is those learning questions. So here, this is storage management in general, storage security, stuff like that. Here's a list from the web, from Wikipedia actually, with different device bandwidth. So if you're interested in that, you can also look at that. And finally, here you see a link to the book by Patterson that also treats storage hierarchy, of course, because it's a hardware thing. You'll find a description in the hardware book as well. So that's the idea of the current layout of the page. So for each video, you get the questions, the learning goals, and then links to material. Here you just go to the letter and then you see what this letter means. So R means research paper, and in this case it may be a link to a password protected site. This is also freely available online, so here we're linking to sites here, and then you get the article. And then you can always, of course, paste this into Google and then find the paper, but here we're linking to an external or internal site. Yeah, that's the idea basically. So personally, I like this a lot. I hope this is helpful to you. Leave us some comments under the video if you like it. If you have suggestions for improvements, leave us also a comment. I hope you like it. And maybe you browse through this a little bit. Maybe that's helpful to you and you find a lot of stuff. So here we still have a link to the old version of the page. If you go there, you see here we just have this hierarchical list, this tree list for both lectures. So the old lecture, the undergrad lecture Informationssysteme, here we don't have that in the new format yet, but we're working on that. But I wanted to make this video in order to get feedback early on and see whether you have some ideas on maybe stuff to add, what could be put here, can be improved further, stuff like that. Yeah, finally, of course, you can also search here. So assume you're searching for, let's say, memory, yeah, and then you'll get all the videos, all the material where memory is mentioned, of course, in a long list. You can then scroll down to that. You see memory appears all over the place, of course, in sorting, in crash recovery, it appears, and so forth. So you can also search through that rather than browsing the hierarchy. So I hope you enjoy and find this material useful. Yeah, see you soon. Well, once we have all the material in the new layout, I'll do another video presenting all of this stuff comprehensively. Thanks.